Hi guys, welcome back to Relax and Vape. I have got a very exciting episode for you right now. Now you've probably noticed some of the stuff in front of me is a bit of a different setup than I've had before. There's no Clapton wire, there's no wire cutters or screwdrivers. There's a whole lot of different electronic stuff. That's right, because I have come up with a new idea for my channel. Now, I just wanted to explain it first. The reason I got into making a YouTube channel about vaping in the first place was because, well, when I started vaping, as any new beginning vapor knows, or anyone who's looked into it but maybe hasn't started yet, it's a very big world, and there's lots of stuff to learn. It can be quite intimidating at first. You know, there's so many mods to choose from. What's wattage mode? What's temperature control mode? Why can't I use, you know, titanium wire with this? Why, you know, there's nichrome, there's Canthal, there's Clapton, you know, it can be very overwhelming. And when I first started, I was, you know, a little intimidated, but I knew I wanted to get into it. And so I turned to YouTube and I started watching videos, people who make videos about vaping, and I really got into them and I really enjoyed it. I learned a whole lot. You know, it helped me pick out my first mod, helped me pick out some good juice flavors, helped me learn a bit about VG and PG and all this kind of stuff, you know, so I would get the kind of throat hit I wanted, or lack of throat hit, that is. Turns out I'm a very high PG guy. I like that smooth hit. But anyway, all this stuff I learned from people online, you know, how to build my own coils, save money that way, stuff I was trying to teach back, you know, lots of these things. And I've been very grateful, you know, I am very grateful. It's a very welcoming community, it's a very helpful community, and so I thought, you know, you helped me out so much, I can't help but wanting to give back. So I thought, you know, the best way to do that is start a channel of my own. So I've started my channel. You guys have seen, I'm just starting off. My video quality is kind of crap. I'm still getting into the groove of this YouTube thing. But, you know, so far what I've been doing, yeah, it's been all right. I've taught, a couple little things on how to build some simple coils for beginners. You know, stuff that get me over the hump, or got me over the hump, pardon me, when I first started. You know, that I was afraid to build a coil to begin with. What if I blow up my machine? Then I realized, hey, you know, it's not as hard as I thought. And a lot of this stuff. So, you know, I was trying to give some of that back. But, you know, I thought, this stuff, it's not really original. There's so many videos out about it already. I mean, I learned the experience myself from watching videos, and, you know, there's nothing I can really do. I think I said this before, that, you know, someone like Rip Trippers or, you know, Indoor Smokers hasn't done already. You know, there's all these people. I don't want to mention too many names because I don't want to leave out all the people that I've been watching. I've, you know, over 30 channels I've been watching about this stuff. And so, you know, I thought, I want to give back, but I want to give back more than just redundant stuff that people have done before. I want to give something new to the community. At least I want to try. Now, in thinking about it, I thought, what are things that I can bring? And I was like, well, the last couple of years, I've been very heavily involved with working with electronics. You know, making circuits, making all these kind of things, and especially been working with, most recently, these Arduino microcontroller boards. Well, that and the Raspberry Pi computer, but the Arduino has been the most fun recently. It's just it's a microcontroller board made to make easy use of this Atmega integrated circuit here. They made a new one recently. This is the R3. It's got a bit of a smaller circuit. Now, obviously, these things are too big to use on a mod, but luckily they make them. This one's the Arduino Pro Mini, which is the same power as this and this. So I started thinking, I wonder if we can use this little thing to control a mod. And I looked a little bit into it. Not a lot of people have done it, but a couple people have. And I thought, well, you know what? That's something I can do. Let's start doing that. Let's use new technology. The way things have gotten, these things are so small and cheap. It's $10 for one of these, and they're incredibly handy. I'm like, let's bring that into the future. Let's make a space age mod. Let's try to make a mod that blows all the other ones away. Well, maybe not blows the other ones away, but one that's really built for the future. One that gives you control over your device that vapors have never had before. All right, so I went out and I got, well, a lot of this stuff I already had. One of the things I got was this Hammond 1590G electrical box. This is what I see as very popular for a lot of people that want to have built or are building their own mechanical box mods. It seems to be the most common one that comes up when you search for it. And then when I looked for a circuit online, I just went to sort of Google or Google Images. I looked, and, you know, I think if you do the same, you'll probably come up with a circuit similar to that, which, you know, it deals with these two 18650 batteries right here. Well, yeah, well, you know what they look like. And in fact, you know, I'm also planning on doing a bunch of separate, sort of smaller mini-series on some of these parts, including these batteries. definitely one on battery safety, because everything I've learned and read about these batteries is that though they may look like a kind of slightly bloated AA battery, they are a completely different kind of monster, and there's a lot more power in these lithium ions than there are in anything you've handled before. They are capable of causing disastrous results if you do bad things with them. So definitely I'm going to be doing an episode on the 18650s, but I digress from what I was saying. That's the circuit we're looking at, and I see some common things in here. I see there's a couple of fuses. I have them, but not here. But people recommend a MOSFET or a dual MOSFET configuration. Now I've got a bunch. I don't have the one that they recommend the most, but I have all these voltage regulators. I don't know if you can see that here, guys. I've got all these voltage regulators, and I've got MOSFETs, different kind of MOSFETs. I think the one that they call for is the IRL series, and I've got the IRF series and IRFZs to work with in my local shops. That's all I can find right now. I did have some IRLs way back when, but I don't know where they went. But I figured I've got all these other transistors, you know, bipolar junction transistors, NPNs, PNPs, voltage regulators, you know, well, let's see if we can work with some of this. This is going to be a project, and this is going to be something that I hope the community gets involved with. Like I said, this is me trying to give back to the community, but I want community involvement. I think this community is something that helps itself and boosts itself, so I think this is another way that it can help itself and boost itself. So, you know, I'm pretty adept at this electronic stuff, but I'm by no means a master, and I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that have way more experience than I do, and maybe some ideas. I've already had some ideas, but just haven't got around to it. Doesn't matter what it is, throw it my way. I'll look into it, we'll work together, and we will help make this great mod, okay? This is going to be maybe the first community-based mod. Let's see if we can do that. See if we can make this the first community-based mod. I haven't figured out all the details of what we're going to do with the channels yet and how we're going to work everything out. This is just idea just came to me today, but I know it can be done, and I absolutely have faith in the whole community that we can make something that is badass. All right, so, you know, in this circuit, we've got some resistors. You know, I've got plenty to work with. I can even spice it up by adding some diodes. You know, I've got, full bridge rectifier. Yeah, sorry. That was just a shout out, a little, what's the word, reference, shout out to another YouTuber that I love. The channel's called Electro Boom. I think his name is Mehdi Sadadar. He is a very, very funny guy. I've learned so much about electronics from him, or at least safety, what not to do. If you guys want some entertainment, definitely check him out. So anyway, back to what I was talking about here. You know, I've got all these assorted things to play with. I've got, you know, Zener diodes. I've got diodes. We've got capacitors. I don't know if they'll work in the circuit, but maybe they will. We can find a way to smooth out a voltage current, change the way it runs across the coils. I don't know. I've got inductor coils, big ones, toroid ones. I got small ones, these little tiny ones right here. I got medium-sized coils. I got solenoids. All right. We've got, what else I got? I've got integrated circuits, just little ones that I can use. Right here, we got some regular wire. I think that's more of like a speaker wire kind of thing. We've also got some enamel-coated copper wire we can work with. We're going to be doing some soldering during it, so I've got some solder here, and I definitely plan on doing a video teaching you guys how to solder for those that don't know. We've got some heat sinks. I think we're going to need those because some of these voltage regulators can heat up quite a bit. We've got a lot of stuff we can do. Oh, of course, push buttons and safety buttons like an on-off switch. All this kind of stuff. We even got potentiometers. You can turn it up and down, adjust things. I don't know. There's so much we can do. So I really want to hear from you guys. This is definitely going to be a lot of experimentation, and part of to make it easier, I'm going to start by doing all this stuff on a breadboard. This is a really good thing to be able to prototype stuff and figure out if the circuit's going to work before you actually hook it up, especially when you're working with these batteries. But thinking about that, even at first, I think I'm just going to start at a lower voltage. I've got 8 AA batteries here that equals 12 volts. But, you know, the current's not enough that's going to blow anything up. And if you're running a short circuit, you can really tell with these things just by touching the battery pack. It'll start getting warm, and you'll know long before anything bad happens. You just yank a battery out. Right? So we've got a lot of stuff to play with. For a display, I was thinking of using this a bit archaic, but kind of fun to play with, a bit bulky, but it's a 16:2 LCD display. But you can put a lot of characters on it. You know, you can write programs. I'm thinking you can write programs for the Arduino, govern how it works, use that with the screen, and find some way with these extra buttons and these inductors, whatever, to make the best vaping experience. Maybe make one that people have control over their mod like never before. You know, you can program in 20, 50 different presets that are all specially designed just for the way you vape. Maybe even make them shareable. Maybe make something you could download onto a flash drive. I have something else here. Oh yeah, this little thing. We're going to need this. This is just a serial input, so it'll take power from a micro USB. Now this is the old micro USB, the kind of the fat one. I'm going to get a new one of these. It's got the slimmer one that'll fit, just like the one I've got on my my Alien mod here. But yeah, oh yeah, multimeter. We're going to be doing multimeter lessons because a multimeter is very important when you're dealing with electrical circuitry to know what you're going to get before you turn it on, and it's also good for dealing with, things with very low resistance where you might be causing a short circuit, which is what we're kind of playing with on the edge, or playing on the edge with vaping. Now this is an analog multimeter. This is my old one. My digital one broke, but I will be getting it back in time for the series. For anyone who plans on doing this, I do not recommend using a analog multimeter. They're just really not good at reading low resistances, and you don't want to go below it because you're not going to have a good time, I'll tell you. So I recommend get a digital one. I'm going to take my own advice and have one for the next video I make. Well, at least the one where I'm talking about it. And yeah, that's really about it. You guys can see all the stuff in front of you. Hopefully you can, I got a nice reel in here. Hopefully you can come up with some ideas already, or hopefully you already are coming with some ideas. Like I said, I'm placing this partly in your hands. I might even make 4 or 5 different types, so we're not leaving anyone out. We can try a whole bunch of different ones and see if we can come up with something amazing. So I really hope you guys give me some comments. I really hope you guys have some ideas on what to do. I will buy the parts. I will do the assembly. I will make the videos. You just tell me what you want to see. That's a really good place to start. What is it in your vaping experience you think is lacking, and how can we resolve that? And we're going to figure out with these little bits right here how to resolve that problem, and then we're going to see how we can take it even farther and make it even better. Alright guys, so get your ideas churning. Remember to relax and vape, but also get a bit excited about it too. And together we are going to make a vape machine. Alright, very exciting stuff. Have a great night. I'll see you next time. Look forward to hearing your ideas. Take care.